Hey guys, today we're talking about gender dysphoria and how we deal with it. So for myself, I have a lot of different coping mechanisms I use in general when I'm upset, but for some reason most of these don't work for dysphoria. I don't know why. Some of my favorites include reading, watching TV or movies, talking to someone. If I'm just feeling depressed or anxious, these are really helpful for me, but when I'm feeling dysphoria, it is not helpful at all. One thing that is very helpful is listening to music. When I listen to music and I'm feeling dysphoric, I just sort of, I can concentrate on the music and let myself feel what the music makes me feel and just enjoy myself and enjoy the music itself. Another thing that helps is looking at pictures of other people who identify like I do. For example, like going through the non-binary or the gender fluid tags on Tumblr. This helps because it's sort of, especially if if it's like a physical dysphoria, like I keep on focusing on my body. This helps because I get to see that, there is no way to look my gender because, all the people who are non-binary and all the people who are gender fluid, they don't look the same. They all look very different. Yeah, and they all have different gender presentations too. So, someone can be non-binary and be very femme or very masc, and someone can be non-binary and be very short or very tall, be fat, be skinny, be muscly. Yeah. And so when I'm having body dysphoria, that really helps. But when it's more like a social thing, that doesn't really help as much, so I just fall back on the music. Some things that don't help me but might help someone else, because it might take you out of your body, is doing things like distracting using your senses, like aromatherapy type stuff, or playing with or touching unique textures that you like, and it can just sort of distract you, and it can sort of, I guess, get you to focus on yourself and your body in a way that has nothing to do with gender. It just occurred to me that I don't know what type of music it works best for me when I'm dealing with dysphoria. I know what music works best for me when I'm in different moods. Like if I'm angry, or I don't know if I'm angry. If I'm sad, I listen to angry music that makes me feel better. If I'm angry, I don't really listen to music when I'm angry. If I'm sad, I listen to angry music. If I'm happy, I can listen to anything, but I mostly listen to anything that's very heartfelt and, a good song for singing. And when I'm relaxed, I like to listen to sort of electronic indie sort of music. But you know, I bet, like, I wonder if like it's similar to when I'm sad, and if I'm dysphoric, then listening to angry music would help. Or maybe listen to happy music would cheer me up. Or maybe it's something completely different. Who knows? Maybe I'll try and figure it out. I could make a playlist. That would be cool. Of course, ultimately, the best way to deal with gender dysphoria is to have people accept you for your gender, but you can't just snap your fingers and have that happen. It's sort of a lifetime work sort of thing. So in the meanwhile, we have to cope with it. But what really, you know, what really helps is what helps prevent dysphoria for me is, you know, being with my friends who, you know, accept me for myself and use my pronouns generally. So something that a lot of people don't really jump to, I guess, when they're thinking about ways to deal with their dysphoria is to ask someone else for help. Because I hear a lot of people say like, oh, you know, me being trans is really hard on my family, or it's really hard on my friends, and stuff like that. And, you know, it may be hard on your friends and family, but it shouldn't be. Because, you know, if they accept and love you for who you are, then they will just want you to be happy. And you know, they may have some trouble with a new name or pronouns at first, but other than that, they should be able to accept it. If not, then they have some ideas or emotions about transgender people that they really need to sort out. And it's, you know, you shouldn't have to deal with the negative consequences of that. It's them, it's in their head and their self that there is a problem, and you shouldn't have to hurt for that. I mean, you can, you know, be sympathetic and like understand what they're going through, but just know, like, you deserve to have people the people around you to, you know, use your name and pronouns when you ask them to, and to just not have any problem with your gender, you know? So, if your friends or family or whoever know and accept your gender identity, you can ask them for help when you are dealing with dysphoria. Well, actually, it's probably best to talk to them about this before you start feeling dysphoric, so you can explain to them, if they don't already know, what dysphoria is. Maybe look up some things to try and explain it to them, or if you feel up to it, you can explain it yourself. And say, you know, sometimes when I feel this way, I have trouble dealing with it. And these are some things you can do to help me. And you can either come up with your own list of things that they can do, or I found a good list of things you can ask, like ways, you know, someone who loves a trans person can help with their gender dysphoria. I'll link it in the description box. I just think that community is a really important part of dealing with gender dysphoria, but you know, sometimes the community that we have, or the one that we have access to in that moment, is made up of family and friends who aren't trans and who don't know automatically what gender dysphoria is like or how to deal with it. So we have to tell them, and you know, if they are accepting and they're considerate of you, they will work and put some effort into finding a way to help you when you're dysphoric. You know, I'm kind of being hypocritical because I don't really talk to my friends or family about this, even though they're accepting, because reasons. I'm not really for non-gender related reasons, I don't have the best relationship with the people in my life, so that sort of keeps me from talking to them about this stuff, because, you know, it's kind of an emotionally sensitive topic, and, you know, you have to be like really comfortable with someone to get into that. That might be a good thing to mention them. If you're explaining what gender dysphoria is and asking them for their help, you can say, this is a really sensitive topic for me. It is taking a lot of trust from for me to tell you this, something like that. That might butter them up a little bit so they're in a better mood about it. Oh, another thing is, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's this website called Skittler. And it's a social networking site specifically for LGBT plus people. And I have an account there. I'm not active on it at all. But the thing is, they have like groups, which is kind of like a Facebook group and kind of like a forum. And there's one that's called Dysphoria Destroyers. And it's all about dealing with dysphoria and exchanging tips and stuff like that. So if you have an account or you want to make an account, definitely, you know, join that group. I'm in the group, but honestly, I don't know when is the last time I logged in. But yeah. If you have any favorite ways to deal with your dysphoria, please comment. Tell us all about it. You know, sharing is caring. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye. All the people who are non-binary or all the people who are non-binary or are who, oh my god, why can't I talk?